The number one thing I remember about cadet status was how bad my cheeks hurt in those first 2 weeks. Now you might be asking, why would your cheeks hurt, right? Well, my mom taught me a trick that she used when she was in the Coast Guard boot camp, which was to bite your cheeks whenever you got yelled at by your tech sergeant. Now I come from a family that laughs a lot, so you can say I was biting my cheeks about 90% of the time. Soon enough, though, this useful trick that was passed down from my loving mother slowly diminished as I developed self-discipline in order with the everyday life here at IDYCA. Now, as time progressed, so started the Scouts life. We put blood, sweat, and a little bit of tears into everything we did. Whether it was Miss McCumber's every Thursday quizzes, or if it was Tech Sergeant Pinky's so-called tech thing, which is a very intense workout, by the way, was P90X way out of the water. Now I, like many others, went from sitting in the back of class, daydreaming about our girlfriends or talking about fantasy football with our homeboys, to actually figuring out what A plus B was in our algebra class. Thanks to Mr. Brocky, I know that A plus B always equals C. My point is, there was a brick wall in front of our faces, and we just lived in the moment. Not noticing the dark, deep paths we were traveling, and the negative impacts we were putting onto our family, our loved ones. Now you might say, that's just teens being teens, and that's just a phase, but it really isn't. It's kids losing potential, and that's what I was doing with all the other cadets in this life. Now, whether it was a kid that just didn't get a fair share in life, or if it was a kid that got handed everything and just didn't know how to handle it, got pressured, and lost everything. It didn't matter. And that's why Master Sergeant A.J. Edwards, his famous quote was, "I don't care about your past. I only care about the now and your future." That's why we cadets that are graduating today have been successful. It was a fresh start in our so desperate lives. And it has caused us to flourish and become young, thriving citizens of today's society. I mean, we're planning for what we're putting in our resumes next, or what goals we want to pursue in our future, or what strategies we want to take into a job interview. Now, honestly, how many kids in regular high school can you say are doing that today? How many? Not a lot of that. And that's why us cadets are now ahead of the game. We have shown that we are more diverse, and we can adapt to different environments, just like we have displayed for the last 5.5 months. We were a special experiment. Put a bunch of young men in one bed and expect them to get along with each other, right? No one can tell you. At times, it wasn't pretty. But we readjusted our views and evaluated the situation and became brothers. We were loyal to each other. Now, isn't that funny? We went from kids that would seek out to get a little high, would sneak out of our houses when we knew we were grounded. Or if you were just that kid that would play World of Warcraft till 4 o'clock in the morning living off Monster and Cheetos. But now, we've become a team. We aren't individuals that are full of arrogance. We are patriots that can work together and have learned to live by themselves. We cadets are now living with positive attitudes in our everyday lives. Every time I walk past the mirror, I go, "Dang, I look good." That's just one example of the many times I've shown improvement in that aspect. I used to look at myself after a rough night of drinking and say, what am I doing with my life? I guess I finally figured that out, and it was coming to IDYCA and getting my head back on straight. If us cadets didn't make the decision of coming here, we would have lived a full life of regrets and missed opportunities. I'm proud to say that I have graduated IDYCA and have turned into a very successful, good-looking man, along with the other beautiful-minded cadets here graduating today. We are the class of 2014 too, and we are making a change in the world that will make people say, wow, this kid has come a long way. That's my speech. Thank you.